All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the GSL Team League. This is OGS versus ZeNEX. I am Moltrap. With me is Caldor, and if you put an @ in front of both those names, you'll have our names on Twitter. If you care to tell us how awesome our jokes are today, as some of you have already been doing, I appreciate the praise for my punniness. We are going to get into possibly the last game. Can ZeNEX Dream beat 4 Terrans in a row to take home the game for his team? Remember, this is really, really important. This is not just the first game of a season where whoever loses this can come back and win all the rest of their group. If you lose this game, you're 1 match away from elimination out of the Team League altogether. So, very, very important. Everything rests on Supernova's shoulders. He needs to beat ZeNEX Dream and whoever they send out next. He's going to bring it home for OGS, who I thought was favored at the beginning of this match.
We're heading right into the game. It's another Protoss versus Terran, ladies and gentlemen. This is the GSTL.
All right, and down here in the bottom left, you know, Caldor, some people like my jokes, but some people think that they're a little bit...
ZeNEX Dream!
I'll give you this one.
I think the irony of that
that one was pretty good.
makes it all right, hopefully.
Well, his opponent is starting at the top right. It is the 4th Terran player in a row for OGS. It is none other than
oGs-TL Supernova!
You know what would have been great? If Avenge and Supernova played, because Avenge used to be called Explosion. We would have had Explosion versus Supernova. That would have been awesome.
That would be quite funny. Well, before we get into the game, I have to say that I don't really agree with the player choice or with the... well, yeah, the player choices that OGS made today. In my personal opinion, and that's only my opinion, I think that Supernova right now is the best Terran player in a lineup. He might not be the player with the most accomplishments, but in my opinion right now he's the best Terran player. And usually what you do in a team league, you don't really save the best player for last. At least...
No?
No, I would never do that. I mean, we had Clan Wars in Warcraft 3. I was coaching Mouseboards and the 4 Kings for quite a while. And in such a system, you know, usually what we would do is send out the best player 1 game before. So at a score of 3, we would send out the best player and not at 4, because then you still have something to fall back on.
I see.
And if, for example, by some chance he's eliminated by cheese, you can still try to pick a map and the player to just counter the opponent who just eliminated him. So I would have used Supernova a little bit earlier, and I don't really agree with the
well, maybe they thought
player changes.
Maybe they thought Finn was their best player, and I don't know, something like that.
I don't really think that they... I wouldn't really assume that Finn is the best player. He had a really good run the last season. He won his Code A tournament. He went through Code A without a problem, and then ended up in Code S. Well, but he hasn't been stable enough.
Remember, we have no idea what's been going on in OGS's internal team rankings.
Of course, we're just assuming
like that. So
just
no, I see what you're saying. Looking back historically, though, most of the StarCraft 2 teams have decided to keep that last player for last. Slayers almost always sends MMA out last. MVP almost always sends Dongrygu out last. OGS in the past has sent out like MC last. So usually they do that. Or, again, the alternative is they have specific situations that they have people planned for, and that's when they send them out oftentimes, because they're like, okay, well, we have our star player, he's planned to play on this map and this matchup, so we're going to throw him out now even though it's only the 2nd game. That happens sometimes too.
The problem that I have as well is Extreme has been playing the last couple of games while Supernova was sitting on the bench and waiting. He didn't have any time to prepare for this game. He has had no time at all to play a game before, just to warm up a little bit.
Well, he had the break to warm up.
Yeah, well, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. There you go.
Yeah, not
Hey,
really what you need as a player.
He's a professional, man. He's a professional. He can handle it.
Nah, still, I disagree on that point. We have ZeNEX Extreme with the mindset now that he beat 3 players in a row, 3 Terran players in a row. He can use nearly the same strategies, and I think that's really something that's very hard for OG Supernova to deal with. He certainly has the skills to take this game, don't take me wrong, but he will give his best, and well, that's obviously what he's going to do.
Well, the other thing about this is, though, in every previous game, they've gone for econ builds. Every Terran is fast expanded. This time, we actually have Supernova going for a one-base strategy. He's going for Cloaked Banshees and building a second barracks. Probably going to go for... He may expand off of this still, but he's at least going to put on a lot of pressure off of one base.
And interestingly enough, we have ZeNEX Extreme with a change in strategy as well. Due to the map that we are playing right now and all those rams, he is now going for Colossi. He is not resorting to his usual strategy with a very early Temple Archive, the Archons and the Storm. So this is going to be a pretty nice game, and it's a really important one. So Supernova has to make this one count. We have the Observer. The Observer is on its way into the main base. But
and he's not making another Observer.
He has to.
Oh, he has the second Observer. Never mind.
The second one is done.
He's making the Colossus, though. Sorry about that. I thought he didn't make the second one. Okay, there it is in his main. So I don't think his Banshees are going to do much of anything.
No.
He's waiting for Cloak to finish before he goes in because he spotted that Stalker, I think.
And there is no follow-up for the Supernova. He's playing a one-base build. One base, that's all there is. And
He's making more Banshees.
He's making Banshees. He has 3 barracks in total. He's just going for one base pressure build. And at the same time, ZeNEX Extreme. How many gates does he have just now? Give me just a second. He's on 3 gates, 1 Robo, 1 base Colossus. Wow.
Yeah, so both players are just going heavy one-base strategies here. Thermal Lance is being upgraded right now, so he's probably going to think about pushing out on like 2 or 3 Colossus with Thermal Lance. Although he's not making any more. Oh, there he's started another one up.
Still trying to harass time a little bit. Both players cut Harvester production at 29, roughly 30 Harvesters.
This is going to be... This game may come... This series, this Team League may come down to one battle between these 2 strong one-base armies. Combat Shields is going. Tanks are being made as well. No Siege Tech just yet, I don't believe. And he cloaks that Banshee. He's going to go in and try and get some damage done. The Observer is still nearby, but not in the main anymore, so he's going to get a few kills before it can come back here to defend. There it is, coming in, but he's already kited the other way, and he's going to get several kills.
6 of them.
And spots the Colossus with that Banshee. Very important.
Big problem now is he doesn't have any Vikings with this build. He's solely relying on the tanks and the Banshees to kick the Colossus in the nuts. We have 2 of them, and a 3rd one is being built now.
Yeah, but here's the thing, he doesn't have Siege Tech. He doesn't even have it researching, so he's going to have to depend completely on Banshees to try and take out the Colossi. I don't think that's going to work.
It's going to be a tough one, to say the least. With 3 Colossi, he can control the small rams on Crossfire.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, check with a little bit of dance. He is not allowed to lose the Banshees. If he loses the Banshees, this game is over.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a good handful of Stalkers there, though. Here he is moving out across the map. Did he forget Siege Mode, or did he not get it intentionally to get an extra tank out? A tank gets sniped.
Moja, the Banshees head for the main base. And there is 1 Colossi. Oh, the 3rd one.
Oh, the extra Colossus is going to get picked off easily, and there's nothing there. He's going to lose every single probe.
I think he doesn't know that there's no Siege Tech. If he knew that Siege Tech is not done just yet, he would probably just attack his opponent's base.
Probably, yeah. But instead he's falling back. And Siege Mode is on the way now. Okay, it was on the way. And he brings his entire army back to deal with this. And Siege Tech finishes.
Small slip up with the Observer as well. It doesn't control it well enough to get one of the Banshees. Siege mode was not done, and that would have given ZeNEX Extreme the chance to go for a base race scenario, as he didn't have to deal with the Banshees. But very nice unit control by Supernova. Finally, that Observer joining the army. 15 probe kills in total, and now with Siege Tech done, Supernova can get into a defensive position.
Those Colossus are going to be so crucial. He can absolutely melt those Marines if he can get enough shots off on them. But with the tanks and Banshees around, he's going to be so careful with those Colossi. If he loses them quickly, he loses the game. Same with the Banshees, like you said. If he loses the Banshees, he can easily lose the game.
But still, Supernova is now in such a beautiful position. He killed so many probes, and he is ahead in supply, ahead in army supply. He has the ability now, the siege ability, and can therefore just siege up at crucial points on the map and destroy his opponent's forces at the bottleneck spots, while he's still building more and more Banshees, is constantly trying to put a threat on his opponent's main base. Very nice positioning by Supernova.
Oh, he's sieging up now. He was unsieged for a little bit, chasing down one of the Colossus. Gets very low on health. He's got a lot of SCVs there to repair tanks and Banshees as well. Very nice move there.
Very risky, but Supernova is pulling further and further ahead in this game, and he might just at some point decide to take an expansion as well. He doesn't have
so
to.
Close. Oh, he's getting some free hits on those Marines, but he's trying to bait him into the siege tank range. And when he runs, he goes in with the Banshees. Beautiful play. Oh, he needs to be careful though. There are 6 Banshees there.
Yeah, he can just repair them. It's not all that big of a deal. And, well, Extreme already lost too many units. He just lost one of the Colossi. He lost a bunch of Stalkers too. And now there's another attack. There's not enough anti-air to deal with the Banshees. Only 10 Stalkers left against 6 Banshees. That is not enough if he focus correctly and continues repairing with the SCVs.
Yeah, we're not seeing that Stargate that we saw yesterday out of, who was that again that built the Stargate? I don't remember.
Crank against the
Crank,
best
that's right.
Side.
That's right. So just with those Stalkers only, and the thing is as soon as the Stalkers attack the Banshees, boom, they get drawn into siege tank fire. Beautiful move. He's just leapfrogging his tanks forward slowly, being so careful about this.
Supernova is dominating him right now. He is dominating.
He needs to pull back though. He needs to pull back though.
This is over. He is just leapfrogging. The army composition of ZeNEX Extreme cannot compete with the one of OGS Supernova. Slowly but steadily, Supernova is crawling across the map into the main base of his opponent, and more units give way, and no, this is not end well for ZeNEX Extreme.
He does have a second Colossus out now. A lot of those Marines are very low on health. If he can somehow, I don't know, he's going to have to pull off a miracle here to get back in this game, but if he can somehow get a few volleys of Colossus fire off on those Marines without the 7 Banshees killing them, I don't know how it's possible. The tanks are now sieged up on the low ground. I think we might finally see the end of ZeNEX Extreme's reign of terror against the OGS Terrans.
OGS Supernova is able to do what neither Finn nor
none of them,
Nada and STC were able to accomplish. He is taking down ZeNEX Extreme. There's nothing that the opponents can do right now.
And here he goes, the final battle, the final push. He gets pushed back. There's only 2 Stalkers left. I don't know if he realized that he could just attack with the Banshees alone and win the game, but here he is. He's attacking all the buildings. The Colossus taking a couple last pot shots, but his gateway is going to go down. His core is going to go down. The last of the probes hiding in the corner for one final push. ZeNEX Extreme has gotten 3 kills against OGS and brought this to a tie situation. Actually brought his team to the lead, but his reign ends now. 3, 2, 1. GG.
Valiant effort by ZeNEX Extreme. He did very, very well today. And his team can be proud of him, but OGS Supernova is just a tiny little bit too strong. Despite all the small things that were working in Extreme's favor, he was not able to win this last game. And wow, Supernova is visibly relieved.
Yeah, and his team looks a lot less dour. They're still concerned, but after those 3 losses in a row, the OGS bench, I mean, when we went to a break, the ZeNEX team like happily went off and got some water and coffee or whatever. The entire OGS bench just sat there being like, oh crap. So they look less dour now. It's going to a tie situation, and I'm excited about that because that means we have an ace match where it's all going to come down to one final game. Who is ZeNEX going to throw out against Supernova to try and take him down?
It's not going to be Pat, I can tell you that much. It's calm before the storm, and you don't want a Zerg player against the Terran on this map.
That's right. They don't have many people left. They have Sparta and Cutter, the Terrans, and they have Mushroom, the Protoss.
I say Mushroom.
Well, I went with Extreme because he had a cool name, and he ended up owning Face, so I say Mushroom also.
That would just be funny. Another thing is,
a Supernova Mushroom.
I just don't know if in a Terran versus Terran situation, one of Team ZeNEX players is really able to take down Supernova. That's all there is.
He's really strong.
The map is horrible for Zerg against Terran, so I don't think that we're going to see a Zerg play either, so
yeah,
that
probably
leaves
not.
only Mushroom. Unless one of the Terran players in the ZeNEX lineup is actually confident enough to take on Supernova. But this is going to be a really, really tough map now, and there's a lot of pressure. The series is tied, ladies and gentlemen, the GSTL. We have ZeNEX against OGS, and the last player is going to be...
none other than... and this is... Life.
What? I thought he was not here.
Well, you heard wrong, apparently.
Wow, Life is in the studio, apparently. We had... Okay. That is a complete new spin, so they
told you he was probably just in the bathroom or something.
They are using a Zerg player after all, and with
That's
Life
interesting.
in the picture, well, it doesn't really... With Life in the picture, that makes a lot more sense now.
So they were saving their best for last, maybe. He is in Code A this season. Doesn't have a ranking yet since this is his first season in Code A. And,
This is pretty cool. I love that. I didn't know that Life was here. We heard earlier that Life was actually not in the studio, therefore assumed that he would not be able to participate in today's plan for whatever reason. But he is in the GSL studio. ZeNEX Live against OGS Supernova.
yes, indeed. And Calm Before the Storm is going to be the map. Set 9. It's best of 9. It's already gone. It's gone all the way to the 9th game today. This is going to be awesome. I can feel it. Even though it is Calm Before the Storm, you know, can't count them out. Life may have actually some specific strategy in mind for this situation.
You fool have activated my trap card. Nice quote.
Isn't there a player named Trap? Or am I wrong about that?
You mean tree?
I don't know. Anyway, the game is about to begin. Let's get into it and find out if Life can bring it home for ZeNEX or if Supernova will save the day.